How's it going, everyone? My name's Aiden. Welcome back. Today's day 283 at Post Back On's channel. Back in the journey once again. Hopefully, while we're having such a great Saturday today and another day in the weekend, of course, we are back. Hope all is going amazing. Let's get right through it. And with that being said, today's message that I want to talk about is don't trade long term peace for short term validation. And before we get into today's message, let's talk about the day real quick. Haven't really done anything other than work a nice little 8 to 1 shift at the good old Planet Fitness. I'm actually about to leave in a little bit to go on a 10-mile run. I just had to go and get some water, so I think that'll go pretty good. But you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But back to today's message: should not be trading long-term peace for short-term validation. In your life, you will find validation one way or another. It always comes. It's always going to come. Like, I think, you know, if you are really trading the peace that you've had for yourself for so long for just some compliment or just some, reassurance, you're doing it all wrong. You're living your life wrong because you're shifting it to a perspective where it's like, oh, like, I need anything for validation. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of people will not come forward and say that. Like, they will not be truthful and be like, yeah, you know what? Like, I really like validation because they don't want to seem like, they're attention seeking. But if you even trade peace for just a short term of validation, imagine what else you would trade for just to, get some attention. Really. The long term peace and comfortability with yourself should already be the validation that you need. If you are even comfortable with yourself in the first place, why do you need that attention? Why do you need it? I mean, sure, it is nice to kind of hear, stuff from other people, but really, you should already know that when you're in peace with yourself, you know? And I think to kind of just bring it together, like, growing up, I've always kind of thought that you needed constant validation in order to live your life. And that's not really the case. You just kind of need the reasons to believe in yourself, to really believe what it is that they're telling you. Because I think when someone gets complimented, or when someone gets that attention that they need and it starts to fade away, they do anything for it. They give away what they've worked for just for that attention, just for that validation. But that's not what you should be doing. And instead, you should already be believing in yourself that that's what you are, coming to terms with yourself, knowing the facts. You don't need someone else to state it for you. You know, but I can get along, with some nice compliments. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not shaming on people who you know, who want some compliments, but I'm just saying it's not the way to really live your life. To the fact that you would trade that comfortability with yourself away for, just a short term pleasure, just kind of wraps my head around stuff. But really, if you know that you don't, if you think that you need validation from other people all the time, then you are not having long term peace. You do not have it. Because people who have peace with themselves, you know, they don't need somebody to remind them all the time about stuff. They don't need someone to constantly reassure them. They instead, stay chill, stay mellow. They know it. But once in a while, it is needed. It's not needed all the time, but once in a while, it is pretty nice to hear because it kind of means that other people are recognizing your work. people recognize, what it is that you're, striving for, what you're, successful for, when you tell them, like, it's super nice. But if you need it all the time, you have to find peace within yourself first before, wanting to get any sort of validation. So that way, when somebody tells you that, or, when you have a time where you're getting constant validation, you already know it. So it's kind of stuff you don't have to hear, you know? And so, that being said, guys, hope you all have such a great rest of the day. And remember to take care of yourself. You deserve, you matter, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.